going on, ladies and gents? Turns out Raj just broke 10K a month. And I was like, fuck you, Raj, we're going on a Zoom call right now. And he's like, no, I'm on another call. I was like, I don't care. Let's get on a call. He's like, okay. So I didn't want to wait because this is cool shit. And so I'm live and Raj just joined. So Raj, what's going on, my man?
Hey, good to see you, Jeff.
Just want to let you know we're already live inside of the Inner Circle.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. So
you don't mess around. You get straight into it.
No, man, like these are like the best moments ever. Like you gotta
It's been a great day. It's been a great day.
It's like all this like up and down agency bullshit, and you gotta like solidify those moments so you know that shit's real. So man, tell me everything that happened.
Yeah. So really I kind of got to a point, I think, just beginning of mid-May. Actually, no, first week of May. And I was kind of at that point where I was on the brink of getting a VA. I was on the brink of, and I think I was sort of VA as a buzzword. I was like, yeah, I need to get a VA. I had no idea really what that meant. And I think I've been told, I met with you guys in February at kind of in Nashville. One of you guys on that VA hype.
In Nashville, you were at like 5 or 6K a month, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6K a month. And I really actually stuck with that hypnotherapy niche. And it was great. It worked well for about 6-7 months. Fantastic. But it kind of got to the point where customers who were coming to them weren't really getting on the upsell train. It got a bit difficult, so I kind of made that decision to swap over.
Well, before we go into that,
go for it.
Yeah, you joined the IC like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you joined the IC like a year ago, and then you immediately somehow got this like Indiana-based hypnotherapy clinic or something like that?
Yeah. Actually in Springfield, Illinois.
Illinois. I don't even know where the fuck that is, right? Like, and you're in London. How the hell was that? Like a cold email or something?
No, actually, it's full on referral. So I had a hypnotherapy client in Ireland, and he's this like kind of big conference speaker. So he spoke at the conference of this guy in Illinois. Apparently, they have some hypnotherapy circles out there.
All right,
that's how we linked up. Yeah.
All right. What the hell is hypnotherapy?
So I sort of still don't really know. Mainly what they do. It's just some way of actually they kind of tap into your subconscious, and they kind of wire your brain to not like things like overeating, smoking, fear of flying. And so basically, without even trying to make you sort of change your mindset, they do it for you by putting you into like a relaxing state, cure your fears, and sort of stop you eating and things.
Yes, if it works, right? Whatever. So okay, so you did hypnotherapy You're in London. You have a hypnotherapy client. Where again? Or was your first?
So I had 2 in Ireland and 1 in Illinois, 1 in California, and then 2 more in the UK.
Dude, that's crazy. And just by that, you're at like 5,000 or 6,000 a month.
Yeah. It was
easy, right?
Easy stuff.
And I remember one of your first posts was like, we just signed a client for like 3 months, and then it was recurring 1,100, and a website was tied in there too. So it was like, you weren't doing just Facebook ads. It was more like give me money and I'll figure it out.
It was more like hey, let me be your CMO. Let's get some
perfect, money. Right? And then you came to the ClickFunnels house in February.
Yes.
Did something change for you there?
Yeah, I think honestly there was the environment there. I think it changed the game for me. I had fully been around it was just me doing agency and my friends from university doing banking and everything. I was like that one guy on the side who just
chose. You're not an investment banker, Raj. Your parents would never loved you.
Like, I was like, I was getting like identity crisis and stuff. And I came to the house, I was like, oh flip, like everyone's really loving the stuff. It was more of a family, and I think that trip triggered like hey, let's get this going. We need to go on another level. Like I think I had Brett Watts stay with me. In London, he came over, and it was just hearing I was opposite him doing calls in my lounge, and he was just closing like 3,000-4,000 sort of retainers there. I was like, this guy is next level.
Like it's something strange about like, all right, if that guy can do it, I can do it, right? Like that has to happen. And so you go to ClickFunnels house, you and Brett Watts sync up, you're like, holy shit, this could happen.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned like VA or like that was like a keyword or trigger word or something like that.
Yeah, it was a trigger word. It was that kind of rite of passage after you kind of got to capacity, you do the VA route. And then I really saw it in person when Brett came over. He has a guy in, I think it's Venezuela, who is his VA. Just seeing how he's doing these processes while Brett's like, we were like going into London sightseeing. He was like, oh yeah, my VA just got me another call with a client. I was like, all right, cool.
You're like, first off, fuck you. Second, how did you do it? Yeah.
All right, fine. That was great, and I think that sort of like subconsciously got me to the point where I was like, I need to kind of get on this now, and rather just invest in it even before I'm at capacity. and just kind of get this going. And I honestly wish I did it back in February. I only started it like 3 weeks ago with Ravi. So I basically, Brett got his VA through Ravi, and so I just went to Ravi saying, hey, Brett said he had a really good guy. Let's link up. So kind of got Ravi kind of motivated, got his fees paid, and literally within a week we had a VA. My guy's called Chris, and the rest is history. He's like the most process-oriented guy. We check in every morning at 10 a.m. He's like, hey Raj, have a good morning. Just to let you know, yesterday I sent 600 outreaches to businesses. We got 25 calls booked, and I'm like, okay, great. And I see my calendar like filled up.
You're like, thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Bye.
So honestly, it's a game changer, full-on game changer.
Yeah, and this is really like appointments as a service. Like you're paying every single month for this person to do it, and all you're doing is giving them money, and appointments are shooting out the other end, right?
Exactly.
And
that's literally it. And it's basically just kind of I kind of used a template from PJ. I can't remember the surname.
Yeah, we're doing an interview with him next week, I think.
Like perfect timing. I found his email template that he had, and that's been killing it. Absolute next level. So
that's so fantastic. And then you just broke $10,000 right now.
£10,000. So we're now at $13,000.
Fucking fantastic.
So your exchange rate's a bit different.
I think like the average salary for an investment banker in London is about that. Like when you're coming out of like Bridge or London, you're making like 100,000 a year.
Yeah, exactly. So my friends right now are on like £8.5K, but that's with all the tax. That's before tax.
And that's with 18-hour days, and you got to wear suspenders and suits.
Exactly.
Your life.
I don't like that stuff. Exactly.
It sucks.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah. This is really changing.
That's absolutely fantastic. So you joined the Inner Circle a year ago. You're like, all right, I can do this. You go to ClickFunnels House. You're like, now I really know what to do. You really like. I think this is like the mistake that most people make is they really don't utilize the connectionness that's required for community and growth.
Oh, 100%.
Like you were part of the Inner Circle, but you weren't really like
exactly
like in it. You know what I mean? You come to the house. I'm like, all right, I know Raj, but he's a pseudo stranger to everybody else, right? Like you're sitting in the corner, you're like, hi.
What do I do?
Fuck you, Raj, come hang out with us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you sync up, you have the connection, and you go from 5 to 6K to 13K. What was that, 4 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And the big difference was realizing you can do like VA as a service, you can do appointment as a service. And so you pay the guy money every 10 a.m. Every day, 10 a.m. You're like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, I just have more customer opportunities and appointments. So you're like, thanks, right? But what is the process like for him to get those customer opportunities?
The process for him is really going. So we kind of start off by hitting all the channels. We go LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and cold email. So he gets emails through like either a lead scraper or I buy him a database from these first providers, either or. But we basically, for each niche, we kind of put the feelers out big, see what the response rates are from different ones. So for example, with beauty spas right now, email is killing it. So he turns off LinkedIn and everything, focus on email.
So you pick a niche.
Yeah.
You pick you say like med spas in the US.
Yeah.
And then you do LinkedIn, cold emailing, all like the 5 different ways, figure out what works, cut off the shitty ones, only do the real one.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And then through that, the email basically saying, hey, we can do, we kind of want to run an ad campaign for you. If you're interested, reply yes with your best number. If not, reply no.
Which is from PJ, that like one-liner, right?
Yeah, it's a one-liner. Keep it simple. And so we'll get a mix of positive replies, negative replies, and sort of, hey, call me now, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And so Chris will basically take a screenshot of whatever I've been a positive reply, put it in a Slack chat. And so Eric, I just get a notification, new positive reply. I just see the email as a screenshot. You may have like a number there. I can call them straight away.
Yeah.
Or Chris then sends a follow-up email saying, cool, book in a call here with me on Calendly.
And it just sends them a calendar link. They pick a time and all that.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And on that calendar link, are you asking certain questions or is it just name, number, email?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I probably should now expand those questions a bit more. At the moment, really what it is just name, number, email, and sort of describe your business and how we can sort of help you.
Perfect.
I guess maybe it needs a few more qualifying stuff, but to be honest, it's working really well.
Yeah.
Till now, yeah. So
every day, this guy's sending out a bunch of stuff. He runs his own shop. He's figured it out. You're like, great. I just got 5 people hit my calendar.
Literally.
And then it's time for your appointment, right?
Yes.
So what is that conversation like?
So the conversation, the appointment is they are sort of kind of skeptical and confused because they've never had that sort of before. And we'll get on. I just had a call right now when you sort of after you come on live.
When I was like, Raj, pick up the phone, PM me back, and you're like, no, I have a call. Bye.
Literally, I was on the phone and I kept getting the vibrations through the phone. I was like, shut up. He's like, it was great. But on the phone, she's like, wait, so you give me risk-free leads every month and you're saying you're going to guarantee them?
Yes.
Are you serious? Like, so basically, a lot of these guys have had war stories of, someone they paid at agency $3,000 and they just ran away with it because they just did SEO and they didn't really do anything. So all the clients that we basically closed, we've closed 4 in the last week. All of them have just been, hey, let's start off with a £800 trial.
Easy.
And if you guys are happy, we're going to amp this up. If you have the resources to, £1,500-600 a month, we're really happy to kind of get going. We just want to make sure that actually this is proof of concept. And I totally understand that. You don't want to do something if you don't have faith it's going to work. And so that's really how we're expanding.
So that's a Slack notification of another positive.
Yeah, it really actually is.
That's awesome. All right. So I'm a MedSpa owner. I get your cold email. Yeah, your guy sends like the calendar link. You and I are on the phone and I'm like, who are you? What are you doing? Is it like a video call? Is it a phone call? Do you have like a script? Like how are you turning who are you into let's pay you money type process?
Yeah, so I actually watched your med spa, your massage spa pitch video.
Okay.
And I actually transcribed it with like a little software, so I really had the script there. But it was awesome. So it really went down the lines of kind of I took a few of your onboarding questions. What marketing have you done already? What's your most popular treatment? Where are your customers coming from? What do they try? What handbag do they have? I love that line, by the way. You said, what handbag do they have? Really good. Then they kind of went down the street. They've done billboards, they've done yellow pages, they've done, one thing where they went on like an aggregator, like a Groupon, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? How many conversions did you get? I don't really know. It didn't really work that well. And then I delved into, okay, well, what if I could say there's a program here which actually you guys can see it works every day. You get that notification to both yourself and your receptionist. I dropped in the go high level functionality by saying, hey, what if your receptionist could get a phone call every time your leads come in and actually connects them to them as they're on the phone? And what if we can guarantee those leads every month, or we actually give you your next month for free? And she was like, are you kidding? Like, you actually give risk-free marketing? I was like, yeah, that's the biggest pain point we see is that a lot of companies like you have been burned and they're trying to fix that problem. By saying, hey, we're here as like, good Samaritans, basically saying, we don't want you to have to kind of pay through the nose for stuff that's not working.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, now you got me interested. And then all the conversation went straight from there was just, now how do we get started?
Yeah.
So I just gave them a list of things we need from you guys. I gave them a few tips as well from their websites, saying, hey, also, by the way, I took your website. Actually, a lot of your testimonials will be much better. You just took a video with your iPhone of your patients as they finish their treatment. Actually, they're fresh, the emotion's there. And I said, emotion is what people buy with, and then logic is what they try and justify it with afterwards. And she was like, oh, flip, that actually looks really, really great. I'm going to start doing that now. I said, actually, also, those testimonials would be great for those Facebook ads that we're going to be running for you.
Yeah.
And the great thing is all of these clinics are local to us in London. So it means I can just jump on a train, just go see them. So actually, what better way to do this than actually let's just meet up for coffee after this trial and just talk about, the way forward.
I love how you set that up. So like, let's just meet for coffee after the trial because you're a real life human being and you put an end to the trial, right?
Exactly.
Like, so you mentioned like, all right, we're just going to do a trial, right? Risk-free, makes total sense. Your phone's going to ring. You're going to absolutely love it, right? Is there anything else between like when you say that and the money, or are they paying on the phone? Like what's your, like, tell me more, right?
Main thing is that proposal that we kind of send through to them. So we just make a Panda doc, very, very similar to the one that you guys had in the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
With the kind of list of kind of things we actually offer. And in that Panda doc, we just kind of outline the risk-free sort of guarantee. I now put a little bit of was about chargebacks after my little nightmare episode about chargebacks.
Yeah. Did you agree with that or did you fight it?
We fought it and actually fought it with the guy. And we told the guy, hey, this is we have the biggest case possible against you. You're not going to win. It actually will hurt you if you actually try and go through with this. And he just cancelled it. So
Oh, he canceled the
He canceled
dispute.
it 3 weeks after.
Perfect.
It
Yes.
was like heart rate.
God, that sucks so much. Like, it's not about the money; it's about the fuck you that happens because of it.
Literally, it's a massive fuck you. And I think it's for me. I was like, oh, like, you know, I need to reevaluate what clients I'm working with in the future. The warning sign should have been when I saw he paid with a credit card,
Yeah.
rather than just from a business.
But whatever. So you send a Panda doc. Go on.
Yeah, send a Panda doc, and really all it has inside it is just the term that we discussed on the phone. Really the risk guarantee and the things like strategy sessions you get every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That was the big point that we really loved, is actually you actually meeting with us to solve our problems every month.
Yeah. Which allows you to charge more money over time.
Exactly. I really laid out straight that this is not Facebook ads. This is a marketing program that we actually get to get customers in for you. And actually, if we find out that actually next month you have a different problem, we actually have these multiple other programs.
Perfect.
We call it our suite, our marketing suite.
Yeah.
Things we want to offer you. So they're like, oh, that's great. And I said, things like seasonal campaigns. We're coming up to school season coming up.
Yeah.
Moms away from their kids. Let us do that.
You're gonna make so much fucking money, Raj.
Literally, so I've now seen it as like this is going to be like an annual calendar rather than a month to month.
Correct.
So they got to think it's month to month. They can cancel, but
yeah,
I'm sort of seeing actually this is a year long thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting.
So let's say somebody says, "All right, I'm in for the trial," and the trial is like $800, or let's just say dollars, right, for like the month, right?
Yeah.
And you say, "Great, give me access, pay this invoice, and we'll get you onboarded," right? And then they pay, and you or somebody on your team requests access to their page, and then are you doing customer research and ads and all that? Are you just running, like, what do you do for $800?
We start with customer research, of course. We say, that's part of our build. So actually, we say we're going to take 2 weeks to build, but actually take 1 week and do 1 week of customer research. We kind of found over time, like when they say they want to start, they don't want to have customer research as part of that start. So we kind of said, okay, we'll take 2 weeks to do the customer research and the campaign build and everything.
Yeah.
And then, that 2 weeks will involve more calls with their team, with the receptionist, just to make sure they're on board with, hey, you're going to get a call in. It's going to say this. That'll be a lead who is actually ready to buy. Like, just make sure that they're actually confirming their appointment rather than booking. Yeah. And then we used, I think it was Jay Sherman's bot on Messenger.
Prepay bot, yeah.
But we changed it to be more pre-scheduled bots.
Okay.
So we changed the one of the key entries to just choosing a date that gets sent to the receptionist.
So very like John Williams style, where they're just picking time. Yeah.
Exactly. So not so much paid, because we found no one really wants to do that in the UK. They want to schedule and then pay as they're finished. So it worked well for us, and that's basically where we got that sweet spot.
So you run the bot, right? It's powered by a Facebook ad. Are you like writing those custom, or you have like a bank that that works? Or are they just from Chris's Med Spa Masterclass, or like how do you know?
The two. We kind of use the tribal language from the customer research to just shape Chris's ads. But honestly, we've seen some amazing stuff with Chris's ads. It's really insane.
Perfect. And those ads are just like 20% off. Click here. They go through the bot. They schedule a time.
Yeah.
And do you like? So one of the things that comes up is like, we got 100 leads, but only 30% showed up. So do you say like, hey, Mrs. Johnson, you're going to get a whole bunch of people, but only 30% are showing up? Like, how do you deal with that? Or is that not a problem at all?
So I say we kind of look at it if it's a problem after the first like sort of trial. If it's a problem there, then we say actually, this is part of our sort of custom that we see.
Yeah.
People will book and promise the world, but of course, at the end of the day, not all of them will come in, and that's why we say actually we want to over deliver you for you every month by saying we want to get so many more leads to actually compensate for the fact that actually some of them will fall off.
That's so cool.
And we blame it on human nature rather than our program.
Gotcha. So like people just sign up and then they forget. Like that's just how it works, right?
That's how people work. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that means they will sign up, just not immediately. And we have a follow-up program that can deal with that.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So it's the end of the, let's just say 6-week trial, right?
Yeah.
For $800. What has this customer or this client gotten? They've gotten like 30 phone calls, 12 bookings. Like what's like the average results, right?
So we find out after the first month, purely because we haven't been able to sort of optimize the audiences with conversions, we will get anywhere in the range of sort of 30 to 40 actual customers in the door.
Nice.
But we get roughly actually 180, 160 actual people coming through the bot. So that's sort of ratios. I think it's roughly around 25%.
So like, let's just say 100 people go through the bot, 25 show up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So they're jumping up and down. They're saying, I just spent $800. I get 25 people coming in. And I know that med spas can charge on average so much. They really only need like 3 or 4 people to pay for you.
Right? So this lady said actually, oh yeah, I'd be happy with 2 customers a week before she even talked about it.
Like,
I was like,
great.
well, I told you that our guarantee is 30. What would you say? And so I think that's where, that's the thing. Med spas, they just need that low level of conversions.
Correct. So do they ever bitch about like, oh, these leads are bad or all that? Or you just prompted correctly saying like, look, you're going to have 30 people coming in. Not everybody's going to spend an F ton of money. Out of the 30, you're going to get half. They're going to spend a lot of money. So just focus on that half.
Yeah. The only complaints we ever had is when the spa has not had a receptionist, when the owner has been the caller as well.
Yeah.
That's when we run into problems because they'll be in the middle of the treatment when they get a lead and they basically wait 2-3 hours to actually call them back. That's where, and that's sort of now our pre-vetting is if they're a sole practitioner, we don't really go for them.
Interesting.
Because their scaling is that they're paying us out of their sort of take home.
Yeah, that's somebody asked me like the type of businesses that I hate working with. And it's the type of people that have to take money out of their pocket that they're going to pay their mortgage with and instead pay
100%.
Yeah, that's a recurring problem. And so I guess they're sole practitioners, right?
Yeah.
So it's the end of the end of the 6 weeks or so. I've spent $800. I got 30 people coming in. You and I are having coffee. Now what?
Yeah. So I bring to that coffee just our new proposal.
Yeah.
Where we say, actually, hey, we've just done this thing. We actually want to revamp this for you completely. And actually, what we want to give you is not just a kind of a free Facebook ad trial. We want to give you our wallet out kind of button seat campaign.
The whole campaign.
This is the whole campaign. And so we frame it as a campaign, a program, and actually, this is built to not just give you customer every month. Actually, give you the idea. If you want to send out an email to your customer list or a chatbot broadcast to your list, you can actually be doing these spot promotions all the way through the month. You're not just doing one ad.
Okay,
giving all of this stuff. That means that you're not just that one trick pony. And so that's where they are like, oh, flip, we've never done this sort of thing before. And they don't even know what the kind of many chat broadcasts are. And you say, actually, means every month your list is getting bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And, Valentine's Day, you'll probably have 1,000 people on your bot list by this time next year.
Yeah.
You hot people wanting to come in.
Fucking cool. And because you figured out this consistent and repeatable and predictable process, right? Like you have the steps, like you said, we're having coffee. This is what I'm going through. Before we have coffee, this is what we're doing. 6 weeks. Like you've got the steps in your brain and you're living with them. And that's because you finally connected with people in the IC. Like you have conversations like this. Like they're
that's the game changer. Yeah.
Like that's it. Like you have to go to the event. There's no fucking question, right? You made more money because you hung out with us for like 3 hours a day for twice a day.
Literally.
Were you there for like the naked webinars? Like Brett Watts is up there and Ben and all that?
I was there for all those, yeah.
Yeah. Like that type of narrative is like, oh.
I get it now, yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, you went from 5K to a consistent and predictable 13K.
Yeah.
Now you've got a program that you can run for yourself. You've got a guy generating leads. You get him on the phone. So let's just say you get 10 every day, right? 10 people hitting your calendar. Out of the 10, 3 people sign up. 1 person signs up.
Yeah. Out of the 10, around 6 will show. You always have the guys who are like, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy. Can we reschedule?"
Normal shit.
6 will show. I haven't done the numbers. I would say 2 just like I say 3 of them want to get are interested, want to get more information.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 of them will get a proposal from me saying, "Yep, let's go next steps. Let's start a trial."
So those are numbers well within a range of acceptability. Like that's totally fine. You're going to spend some life in front of a computer, watching YouTube, watching videos, time for a sales call, right? And do you have a bunch of people building out the campaigns or are you building those out?
Currently, that's just me. And that's sort of the next step.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's
so currently that's just me. And I think that's where, once that gets to the point of, going too crazy.
Yeah.
Sure, look to see
now you're at 13K a month, which I still think beats out most investment banking salaries, not the bonuses, but the salaries themselves, right? And you have no shitty bosses that just stay till 7 p.m. and then come back at 4 a.m.
Literally living the life. 100%.
That's so cool. Do your parents know you do this, or you haven't told them that you're making a fuck you amount of money yet?
No, they literally know, and they were pretty supportive, mainly because I never actually got to see them when I was doing banking. I would never actually kind of come home because I would be central London. So it meant actually work-life balance is insane now. So you got to go see them holidays every other week.
All right, so I got to ask you a question. By the way, guys, if you want to ask any questions, now is the time. So let me ask you this. So flashback to where you were a year ago. You were thinking about joining the IC. You joined the IC, right? What would you have told yourself way back then to have gotten you better results now. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because you're going to watch this darn interview in like 6 months and you're going to do the same shit. You know what I mean? So like looking back, like you just joined the IC, you're like, I want to do this. What advice would you tell yourself or somebody who just joined the IC to do?
So when I first joined the IC, I think the first thing I kind of saw that I remember opening the group. And I remember looking at it, I was like, wow, there's like a bunch of guys in here who are already talking to each other, already know each other. And I think my immediate thing was like, okay, maybe let's just sit back. Let's just sit back and just see what happens. If I get, talked to or shouted out, I may have a little chat.
Yeah.
More it was just like, hey, let me just focus on the course right now. And maybe once I get to a high enough level, I'll then join in the chat because I'll have some credibility. Yeah. And I think that fear was probably the most irrational fear because purely from engaging with the community, everyone in the group is just so, I think, open to helping.
Yeah.
Which I think I've never seen before in other Facebook sort of ads groups. It's so open to helping, it's so open just to giving, which is the amazing thing. I think that was the key in just my confidence as an agency owner to really step up my game. Not all the tools of the IC, because the stupid thing is all those pitch videos were in there, and I only viewed most of them like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the tools are there, but I didn't even actually use them because I think I was like, let me just wing it and just like kind of go on there. But I think if you get around those people, especially even going to the Quantum Hacking Live house, like that is where you're actually kind of networking.
We're going to be doing a mastermind in Miami because that FHL house, like it changed like the way people's brains worked.
Yeah, 100%.
And like it removed the fear of like you're no longer like trying to kill a bear on your own. Like you got a bunch of people that are going to do it with you type feeling. Yeah. And even though that's not true, like your brain says, all right, if everyone else is doing it, I can do it too. So a year ago, when you joined the IC, you were like, oh, I need to read everything. I'm not good enough to talk. And you're like, that was stupid. There's no reason to do it. Just join in and then start learning and doing and talking. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Don't be afraid to be stupid. Say some stupid questions. Ask them about how to set the campaign. Yeah. Because those people will be the ones to kind of point you in the right direction. Yeah. And will be a big part of your journey as an agency. And
the worst thing that happens is they'll say, go look at the course. You're like, you got it.
Right? Usually, yeah. They're like, oh, cool. That's validation. Hey, you're going to go away and do a module for an hour.
Perfect. So let's say you're talking to yourself 6 months from now, right? Yeah. Like, what do you need to be doing today so that 6 months from now you're where you want to be? Like, is it having a VA build your campaigns? Is it more sales calls? Is it getting your ratios up? Like, what do you need to be doing so you go from 13K to 20K? Yeah,
I think I've realized that actually my key ability to in the agency and actually the key game changing ability is the sales part of it. Actually getting on calls with clients, explaining how it's actually a really good program. So therefore, to make sure I can spend more time on that, is finding a VA to actually cover the sites about the building out the campaign.
Gotcha.
So obviously that would be the step, the one big step I need to make. So in 6 months, I'm fully just doing sales calls, and then letting my VA do it. And then 6 months after that would be finding a sales guy to really just do my closings for me.
And then you're just literally like doing nothing and making fuck you money.
Exactly. That's the goal.
So cool. Like the most disappointing part is that you could make $1 million a year and still have trouble finding fucking housing in London. Like, it's so damn expensive. 100%, like,
100%.
Oh, there's no reason. Yeah, dude, I'm so happy for you. Like, I've wanted you to win for so long. And I think like your head's in the right place, your emotions in the right place. Like you've got the family and the support. It was really just like, what is the one thing your brain needs to allow you to succeed? And honestly, like there is no substantial difference between where you are and maybe 6 months ago, other than like your brain saying, all right, you now have permission to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's so darn cool. Let me go through a couple of Q&As and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got, yes, I need this. How much do you charge for your trial and how much do you charge for your full thing?
Cool. So in pounds, so trials will be quite flexible because I really will kind of see what the scope of the client is. So if they have 4 clinics, I'm not going to charge them like £800 per clinic. I'm actually going to go in more tactically and say, hey, actually, I know they're going to try if this works, they're going to pay me a lot of money. So I will actually go half price. I'll say roughly £400 for a trial per clinic. And if they want to do maybe 2 clinics, that's fine. I just more want to get into their rapport, get into their world, and show them some good results.
Like get the foot in the door. It's going to work. Then they're going to sign up for more.
Exactly. And I would say that's important to actually have a good sort of cash balance to have for your own self. So actually, you really are investing into these trials.
Yeah.
they're not going to be very cash positive.
That's why free trials don't fucking work. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
You're gonna have a bad time. It's not a good idea. So when somebody comes up, you have coffee, you sign for the full thing. How much is the full thing?
Full thing will be in the range of £1,100 to £1,300.
Gotcha. And honestly, what's crazy is that like even if they say, God, it's too much money, you say, fine, it's $1,000 a month, and you're just doing one thing a day, taking sales calls, and you're at $30,000 a month. You just got one guy a day at that rate, right? So you can have people at 800 for a trial. If you're like, oh God, we can't spend 1,200, fine, 1,000, right? And you're jumping up and down because you got a client paying you $1,000 a month, which is like absolutely fantastic.
Exactly.
And so does that number include ad spend?
I personally do include it.
Okay.
Because I've actually found, like, honestly, with some of these clients, I'm spending less than £120 a month, and I'm getting those like 250 conversions. Like, it's ridiculous. So I know, because as soon as I let them know that, oh, by the way, I'm only spending 10% of this on ads, 90% of it is for like our own fees.
Yeah.
You just can't imagine what they would say.
Yeah. So just include ad spend. It's going to make everything a lot easier, right?
Yeah, and I'm just putting it on like an Amex card. It means, you know, it's just points every month for like flight things. It's just a great way of doing it.
Perfect. So let's say like your trial fails. Like you spend the 800, or they give you 800. You're spending like $100, $200, $300. It's not working. Like, do you have a backup plan? Your trial fails, or that just hasn't come up yet?
It has not actually come up yet. So yeah, I don't really have an answer for that. It hasn't come up yet.
I've never run a trial that didn't work. Oh my God. That's so cool. We got another question that says, what's your follow-up sequences like after they schedule an appointment? Like how does that work? Like how often are they being sent out? Like what does your follow-up look like for your clients?
Yeah, that's a great question. So actually, let's say folks calling on Monday, but actually booking it for Wednesday. So every morning, my VA will actually send an email out to whoever's still got a call scheduled. And basically, it's like a warm-up sort of sequence. So I would say, hey, you know, XYZ, really excited for our call. Just let you know it's actually on Zoom. And just make sure you actually downloaded that platform. Here's a link for that Zoom call. But here's some of the questions that we'll also be asking you on the call. We'll also be asking about your marketing, just maybe asking about, you know, some previous experience you've had with digital marketing in that sort of area.
Perfect.
And then the next day, I'll give more about a profile about myself, and we'll attach a results PDF of previous clients that we've had. So just that, you know, we're actually very, very confident we can actually be a good fit for you guys because of the fact that our results speak for themselves.
So you're really like warming them up. Like,
warming them up.
Hey, thanks for schedule. See you later. Like, no, they're getting an email every day.
Every day. So, you know, the magic thing is when we have like 2 days between call book to actually the call, because they get those two warm-up sequences. Yeah. And it also just makes sure we're top of mind, because just like their customers, if they book an appointment, they probably will forget about it. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that it's top of mind.
So what's your follow-up like for your end customers, the people that sign up for like the voucher, the discount, or something like that?
Oh, so yes, so the customers of the clinic.
Yeah, so like there's a client follow-up, which is what you mentioned, but what's like the customer follow-up?
The customer follow-up, right. So that depends really on the client. We had one just sign up in central London, so they had quite a lot of classy customers. Yeah. We would sort of basically send kind of examples of celebrities who used that clinic before, and just kind of equates that name with the name of the clinic with name celebrities who have really got good.
So you have like your own version of a soap opera sequence,
right?
Yeah,
soap opera sequence, basically kind of making it a bit more human, a profile of the clinic owner, a description of the lovely surroundings. So say, hey, when you come to our clinic, you know, maybe you want to go for a little trip to St. James's Park afterwards. You know, actually, it's a renowned park. You know, great. You know, it was where the Queen got her flower display sent to every time she comes to Buckingham Palace. It's just like stuff that's not so, hey, you're gonna get a great treatment, it's gonna be awesome. It's just to be a bit more human, and just kind of give more of a story.
That's so cool. And so have you ever run into a scenario where like you sign somebody, let's just say $1,000 for the full thing, and like your lead costs go up? Are you willing to take that hit, or do you pause the campaign? Like, is there a running average? Like, how do you think about like that type of stuff?
Yeah, I know we've had that. So we've had, especially where the lead costs have gone up. So we've had lower, like our ideal lead costs around $1 to $2, but we've had it where it's gone up to, you know, above $10 per lead. And often we'll see at that point, that's sort of our trigger to be like, okay, something needs to refresh here. So often it will be the creative that we need to just refresh because Facebook's being a bit shitty. But it will also just be something like, you know, maybe we do refresh the actual offer. We'll then see coincidentally that there'll be another clinic, you know, 2 miles away that's also running a laser hair removal. So like, okay, Flip, let's go to chemical peel, let's go to dermal fillers, let's go to Botox.
So you've got like in your toolkit, you've got like 5 or 6 or 10 different offers that you're on rotation, right?
Exactly. And that was actually all got from Chris's masterclass.
Yeah.
We basically just went in and said, hey, here's the top 5 treatments he says that are good. Let's make our 5 offers. I think it's dermal fillers, cryotherapy, laser hair removal, microblading. Microblading is ridiculous.
So what's like absolutely insane, by the way, is the fact that like the economy is so effing big. Like you, Chris, Richard, John could all make $100,000 a month before you even start to bump into each other.
Well, that's the crazy thing. Yeah.
Go on.
Exactly. I think we even came across someone who actually was friends with both of them on Facebook. And I was like, oh, Flip, this is going to be like a little bit of an awkward thing. But I called the client, and I don't think they actually reached out to her yet. So I think I feel like it would be a bit awkward if actually the bump comes up.
It's going to happen. Like you're all like lions hunting on gazelles.
Yeah.
But there's so much opportunity out there.
So much,
like, all right, fine. You take this one. It's no big deal, right? Like there's no reason to say I'm going to lose $100,000 a month by focusing on one client, right? Exactly. Like focus on the other 99. But yeah, dude, this is absolutely fantastic. Like I am so fucking happy for you and like so fucking psyched. Like this has been a long time coming for you.
Yeah, 100%.
And so like, do you have like any like last hints and tips or expert secrets for anybody watching this? Because we have a new cohort of people that just joined, they're just getting started. So like looking back, you know what I mean? Like any thoughts?
I would say a big thing for me looking back is I would say don't be afraid to really just even if you want to see someone who's done like a great post. Like I know Nick Coram did a great post about Go High Level. Even just reaching out to him personally, he's like, hey, you know, I just saw your post, really, really interesting. Hey, would you mind helping me with this? Like that is something I wish I did so much earlier. I do that so much now.
Yeah. And
that's so valuable when it's not just in the comments. It's actually, hey, let's just jump on a call with someone in the IC. It's such a thing that people are so open to do. Like I do it with a bunch of guys in the inner circle who are just interested in learning some more. Because people like that are so willing to help.
Yeah.
So I say that has been the key: getting in the community, getting into personal relationships. It'd be a game changer.
I do want to say for everybody, like if you end up always record those Zoom calls and there's something on there you're like, that would be good for somebody else, just give me the link. I'll drop it in there. And all of a sudden you're going to save a problem, not just for you, but for 5 or 10 or 15 people down the line. So like we've got David Murillo. I think it's like next week. He's be saying, hey guys, here's how I set up Go High Level. Because he's gotten like 5 calls, but he's like, I can't keep doing this shit again, right? So we're just going to do like an official recording. And then everybody gets it so everybody can take advantage. So like I'm super happy that we're building a tribe and community that is like given to you and you're happy to give back.
Yeah.
And shit, dude, $20,000 a month right around the corner.
Can't wait. That's the goal.
Very cool. All right. Go kick some ass, take some names. I've got lunch coming up. We'll talk soon, all right?
Hey, Jeff.